This is episode 207 of the Amy Ahlers Show. All show notes are at amyahlershow.com/207. If you've been hurt by other women, this show's for you. Have you been deeply hurt by other women? When I look at the hurt, the trauma, the biggest challenges of my life, they almost all center around other women. Truly, since middle school, I have been burned, I've been stonewalled, I've been betrayed, I've been cheated, ghosted, smeared, and so much more by women I deeply cared about and trusted. Not to mention women who I don't even know that have slung arrows at me. Can you feel me? Now, I also want to say, I know there are women who feel that they've been deeply hurt by me. I have probably done every single one of those things. Burned, stonewalled, betrayed, cheated, ghosted, smeared, and so much more for women that I care about and who deeply care about me. I will say that that is fueled by our inner mean girls that can easily turn to outer mean girls when we don't practice self-compassion and self-love. I always like to say it's like the kid on the playground that's bullying another kid. You know something's going on at home. And I mean at home in their heart, at home in their soul, and literally at home with likely their families. So I want you to know that you're not alone. This is not just anecdotal, and you are not crazy. Study after study shows us that women are brutal to each other. I think that there's this, one of the studies that I think is really fascinating is called the Howard and Heidi study. And in essence, this study illustrates that success and likability are positively correlated for men and negatively correlated for women. Basically, when a man is successful, he's liked by both men and women more. But when a woman is successful, people of both genders like her less. Isn't that terrible? I hate that. I mean, it's really fascinating. They basically took a study and had people give impressions of this certain subject. And in half the time, they had the name Howard, and half the time, they had the name Heidi. And it was the exact same story, only the name was changed so that it was a man versus a woman. And the results were crazy. The perceptions were insane. People didn't like Heidi, but they really liked Howard. Very interesting. You can check out that study by Flynn F. There's also this incredible study called The Intolerance of Sexy Peers, Intrasexual Competition Among Women. So this study shows us that when meeting an attractive woman, 85% of the female subjects gave their peer a critical once-over and made harsh comments about her appearance. Oh, and even in my own self-bullying survey, which had hundreds of responses, women fessed up to being really hard on other women. We are brutal to each other. So I want you to just check in with yourself and feel into how brutal are you to other women? How harshly are you judging the other women in your life? Be honest. Take a look around. When you're at a party and a really beautiful woman, dare I say sexy woman, walks into the room that you don't know, do you give her a critical once over and think or even say harsh words about her? Do you feel threatened by another woman's beauty or sexiness? Or when that woman at work gets a promotion, do you find yourself tearing her down internally or maybe even saying something externally to your coworkers about her? This jealousy and competitiveness is something that's actually hardwired into our brains as women. We have been programmed really since the beginning of time. And when you look at our history as women, when we used to need a man in order to have a roof over our head, literally, because we couldn't work ourselves, we relied upon men. So it made sense that we would have this intense competition for other women. It was about survival. But we need our brains to actually evolve a little faster now, ladies, don't we? We need our brains to evolve to say, actually, I don't need to be in competition with you anymore. I don't need to be in competition with other women. There's actually more than enough. And guess what? I can take care of myself and provide a roof over my head. Thank you very much just for myself, right? So we have not yet evolved. We have that negativity bias in our brain, and we have that competitiveness. So when we look at becoming a woman who does not feel like she shrinks when another sexy, beautiful woman walks into the room, or that woman then is out to get us or makes us feel bad about ourselves, it's time for us to evolve as women. There is a shadow side to sisterhood, and I'm here to tell you that this toxic pattern has got to stop. Maybe you're a woman who's written other women off and just decided that you're a guy's girl and you just flat out steer clear of other women. Or maybe you have one really close BFF, some female friend that you will open up to, but you protect yourself like mad and stay away from groups of women. Or maybe you have a great group of women friends, but the waters only run so deep. Maybe you have that group of gals that you go out to happy hour with, and you leave that happy hour feeling depleted and even a little bit lonely because you don't truly feel seen. Well, I'm here to say that there's another option. You can create a circle of soul sisters that adore you, that see you, that respect you, and that cheer you on. Because the truth is, having sisterhood in your life is worth the risk. I love the Oscar Wilde quote, "Second marriage is the triumph of hope over experience." And I believe choosing to trust women again, to say yes to friendships and sisterhood, even though you've been burned before, is the ultimate expression of hope. Because the truth is, we need each other, ladies. We desperately need each other. And we are the only ones that can create a new women's culture. Look at the allegiance and the alliances that are happening with movements like Me Too and Time's Up. Because when it's good, oh my gosh, it's so good. Some of the best experiences of my life have been co-created with amazing, incredible women. You deserve to have a place where you can peel off the mask and tell the truth about your life. Because here's the thing I'll tell you, having been a coach for almost 2 decades now, when we peel off the masks, underneath we're all the same. Underneath we all want to feel loved. Underneath we all have insecurities. Underneath we all are being hard on ourselves. Underneath we all really want to be liked and loved and seen and heard and understood. That is the human experience. And when I am sitting in a circle with incredible women, like the women in my Inner Wisdom Mastery program, or when I'm leading one of my retreats, and I allow and create a safe space for women to take the masks off, it is amazing what is underneath. And it is incredible and beautiful and sacred to see this sisterhood that can emerge. You deserve to have a group where you can shine bright and be celebrated, where you don't have to dim down your own light to make someone else uncomfortable, where you don't have to dim down your beauty or your sexiness or your sensuality or your money or your success so that someone else can feel comfortable. Everybody deserves a circle like that. And it comes through vulnerability. It comes through, instead of feeling competitive, jealous, envious, when you feel those feelings, which again, it's so natural. It's the way that our brains work. So the next time you feel that competitiveness, you feel that jealousy, you feel that sense of insecurity because of some other woman is shining bright in some way, I double dog dare you to allow that to actually inspire you. To get that the minute that you are triggered by another woman's success or beauty or sexiness or wealth, that is a signal to you inside your body, your soul, that you have some work to do, that can actually inspire you to say, I'm going to work on my body so that I feel sexy and sensual and alive. I'm going to work on my wealth so that I can be more abundant in my life. I'm going to work on my career so that I can feel really successful in my career. Allow it to inspire you. And believe me, if you go up to a woman who's walked into the room and say to her, "You're really inspiring me. You look stunning," you can watch that little girl in her eyes smile with glee. To be celebrated in that way, that will change our culture as women. Keep choosing vulnerability and courage. Keep choosing hope over fear and past bad experiences. Be a source of light and fierce compassion in your female circles. And do your own inner work to keep your inner mean girls at bay. Because like I said, left unchecked, inner mean girls become outer mean girls. Say yes to surrounding yourself with supportive, kind, respectful, compassionate, loving women. We can do this. Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Amy Ahlers Show. As always, the biggest compliment that you can give me is to subscribe, rate, and review. Leave a review on iTunes so that more women can find the Amy Ahlers Show, and share the show with women in your life that you know need to hear it. If you're on iTunes or one of the apps, and you're listening through your apps, there's usually a little share button, and you can just cut and paste it right on into a text message and send it over to a friend. I'd be so honored. So until the next episode, I'm sending you off with so much love.